So Joe Flacco might not be returning to us next year. As he said to Ben Baby here, he wants to be a starter. He says, hopefully it reinforces it in somebody's mind that I can do it. I still want to do it. I feel like I can do it. This obviously does help with the confidence of being able to do it and all this stuff. I would like an opportunity, but you just never know. Okay, first off, I don't know why, but like, what is that? Emperor Palpatine, who says, do it. Just do it. I don't know why. The him saying do it over and over again, or I can do it, just remind me of do it. Just do it. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, so obviously our hope as fans here is that he would come back next year as a backup for Joe Burrow, just in case Joe Burrow gets hurt again. And we would have him as a plan B option and, kind of always be in the wings, because I think everyone could agree that we never, ever, 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 1,000 times ever here, want to see Jake Browning at quarterback ever again. So, seeing Jake Browning quarterback is like pulling hair out of your head and expecting it to not hurt. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, because it seems like it's, sadly, Joe does want to go be a starter somewhere. Now, I don't blame him, right? Because every quarterback wants to be a starter. No one wants to be a backup. That's just kind of how that works. I don't know how many teams are going to be interested in going after him. Ironically enough, I don't think he'll go back to the Brownies, because he did say that, after they benched him, he was going to retire. So I don't think he wants to be on the Brownies. But I don't really know any other team. I mean, maybe the Saints. The Saints might be interested in him. But, okay, hold up. We're going to go through every team real fast, and we're going to see where Joe Flacco could start. Now, this upcoming draft class is not the greatest for quarterbacks. 2027 is, the draft class for quarterbacks. So, let's see. Patriots, no. Drake May's their quarterback. Josh Allen, no. Dolphins? That... I don't think they get rid of Tua, per se. But, I mean, anything's possible, low-key. Anything's possible. And Joe Flacco, I think, would be better for them than Tua. That one does interest me a bit. Jets, he's already been there, and he just wasn't successful there. They would probably bring him in as a starter. I wouldn't be surprised. Steelers, no. No, Steelers would be the best. Steelers would be the best, because then he would have play for every single AFC North team. Ravens, no. Bengals, see, again, yes, but as a backup, not as a starter, obviously. Brownies, I don't think he'd go back there. Colts, no, they have Daniel Jones. Although if Daniel Jones does leave or some reason, he just isn't the guy next year, Joe did play there before, and he was somewhat successful, so maybe. Jacksonville, no. Texans, no. Titans could be a team he goes to. I could see him playing for Tennessee. Now, obviously, they got Cam Ward, but maybe if they just said, hey, Cam Ward's just not the guy. But, I don't know. Cam Ward doesn't look that great. Broncos, no. He played there before as well. Chargers, no. Chiefs, no. Raiders could be the team. I mean, again, you would think that they go for another quarterback, but maybe they have the quarterback sit while Joe Flacco is the starter. That's always a possibility. Let's look at NFC. NFC, Eagles, no. Cowboys, no. Commanders, I don't think so. I think Jane Daniels comes back. Jackson Dart, no. Bears, no. Packers, no. Lions, no. Vikings. That's another interesting team if J.J. McCarthy's not the guy. Okay, that could be a team that, he goes to. Buccaneers, no. Panthers. I could see them if they just really give up on Bryce Young as an in-between year. Again, 2027 is great for quarterbacks, so there are going to be teams that are waiting for 2027. Falcons, maybe. Maybe. I don't know if Michael Penix Jr. is the guy. Saints, possible. Rams? No. Seahawks? I don't know. I don't know on that one. 49ers? No. Cardinals? Potentially. So there are starting spots in the NFL for him. Now, obviously, it comes down to what the teams do this upcoming draft. But again, it's not that great of an NFL draft when it comes to the quarterback position. So to say a team could go out there and potentially get one or get him as a starter, and even if they do draft a quarterback, doesn't mean they need to start the quarterback. And a lot of times you start veterans, right? Then you have the backups as a backup. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think there is a situation where Joe Flacco could still be a starter next year for an NFL team. So, and that also means Jake Browning would, again, be our backup. Can we trade away Jake Browning, please? Nobody's going to want him. But still, like, just get rid of him. Man, I don't know. Jake Browning he makes me sad when he plays football. Guys, let me know below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.